Good morning, traders. This is Ed Carter with the Trader Vision 2020 Featured Trade Idea, the setup and trade plan for Thursday, November 1st, 2018. Today's featured trade will be FEYE, but again, before we get started, I want to look at the overall markets. I want to warn you, it was a nice gap up, and it looked pretty good during the day in the markets yesterday, but I just don't see any way, looking at any of the indices, you can say the bulls are in control. Look at that high wave, or high wick doji here. So yes, we broke the downtrend. That's not a pretty candle. All the wick to the upside, the bears shoved it back down. By the end of the day, the diamonds, same sort of candle, a little bit more body, but it also failed a test of the 200. Qs again is struggling with that downtrend, and it failed a previously drawn resistance level here, about 170, 171. So the bulls still have a whole lot of work to do. IWM, weakest of them all. Gap up, run early in the day. The bears shoved it back down, closing at the low. That's not a bullish chart. So in all the indices, as far as I'm concerned, the bears still have the momentum. The trend is certainly bearish. So you need to bear that in mind, and we've also been very volatile, gapping and fading the gap and having high range days. So bear that in mind. There's no reason that you have to trade. With that said, FEYE will be our trade idea for today. Again, I'm not thrilled with that upper wick, but that was a nice gap on earnings. There was a good reason for that gap. That was an earnings run. And we have some targets out here. Let's go to a weekly chart. You can see how we've come up with all those touches there and all those touches there, which also coincide with the weekly 200 that come up as our targets. Here is our breakout level, the previous high back here in what is it, April. We had some touches there all the way back in 2016. We kind of topped out there, and then yesterday we hit it and bounced down off that level. So that will be the breakout level, the resistance above. In terms of support below, we would hope that that would become support as well once we get above it. We also, I want to show you how I drew protection in for my stop. So let me drop a line in there. If we drop a line in here, we get a couple touches there at a high where it fell back, so that was resistance. We get a touch there, we get some support here, so it was support there. It was resistance over here, and so I'm looking for that. I'm just going to color that a different color to make it stand out. Let's make that orange as protection for my stop. So I'm going to have two levels of support for protection of my stop, and yes, that means I need to look for a 3% run, 3.5% run by the bulls today before I get in. And there's no saying that I would take this trade today at all. It's quite possible that I want to see it break through this and show me some consolidation. So I would like to see the bulls run it up in here and then either consolidate or pull back into that area to prove the support. That's what conditions I need to see before I enter. With that said, let's see if we can't plan a trade. Okay, so we see that FEYE reported a couple days ago, and that gives us 3 months until the next earnings. We've got 3 bearish and 3 bullish conditions. Mostly the market biases are still bearish for us here, and the symbol bias because of this most recent pullback prior to earnings. Plenty of liquidity, no candle signal. we are putting in higher highs and higher lows. Let's go ahead and plan that with a 1905 entry and a stop down around 1820. That first target up there around 21 bucks. That second target up there around 23.60. It says we can do 175 shares or 176. Let's try 150. I think that'll be too large for this account. Nope, we can sneak it in. So with 150 shares, we've only got 127.50 in risk of being stopped out there. It has to prove it to even get an entry, and then we've got 127 bucks in risk there. If we sold 75 shares at that first target, we would get our 2-to-1 reward risk ratio, and if we can hold on to the rest to that second target, we have plenty of time. That's a nice little 24% trade on the second half, giving us a 17% trade overall and $487.50 in profit. So that will be our trade idea for today. FEYE, F-E-Y-E. Please keep in mind the bears still have control of the trend in the market, and measure this against your trading style, your rules, and your criteria. If you do decide to take it, I wish you the best of luck. And if you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell button below. And beyond that, I hope to see you in the trading room today.